Will you look at this colour? How fabulous is that? We're still in a semi-heat wave for the UK. I think it's still about 18 degrees, hence no jacket because I'm feeling brave. And I ventured further north today, still on the east coast, and we are approximately an hour and a half off of sunset. High tide at this location was an hour and a half ago, 7 o'clock. So it's about an hour and a half ago. I haven't been here in 5 years, and it's changed. There's a load of work going on the beach, quite sure what that's about. But they've put this man-made structure of poles, metal poles with buoys hanging off the bottom, and at the end, beautiful yellow cross marker. And I thought, well, let's have a play, shall we? So I have popped the 17 to 55 on. I am out at, 55 mil. I have got the 6 stop on because because it's still really bright, I can get a little bit of motion in the water, so it's not a completely smooth sea. I've got a 0.6 grad on, because whilst it is a fairly faint horizon line, there is still some horizon there. I've focused out on the marker post and I'm shooting at f10 and I am at 1.6 seconds. ISO is 100 and I'm just getting a little bit of movement in the water. The buoys are moving. I can't do anything about that, but I've got the static poles, the static marker, and then a little bit of movement in the white buoys. So I'm not too disheartened with that. Let's see what that one turned out like. Yeah, the buoys will probably end up aggravating my OCD, but you can't have everything. And I just, man-made versus nature, just attracted me. I've come down to the far end of the beach because the main attraction here, it's watching a doggy digging holes in the beach, is up there, but it's still way too far underwater. And when I came here last time, there was some marker posts sticking out of the ground. Maybe the tide isn't far enough out. But as I say, we've got, well, about 20 to 10, I think, sunset, and we're at about 8:30, so I've got plenty of time for the tide to recede to allow me to get the shots up there. But it's so beautifully calm, and the colour on that water, and you can see the light on the very small wind farm out there. I don't know what they thought they were going to get with 5 windmills, but hey ho. But it's that beautiful aqua blue, and it's almost looking oily because of the light. Fabulous. And I think I'm quite happy with the ones that I've just got here. Yeah. A little bit different for me because, as I say, there is motion in the water. But yeah, well worth the 2.5 hour drive up here. Hey ho. I kind of got a bit distracted again. I was heading back off down the beach to do my really minimal shot, but this yellow cross really is grabbing my attention simply because the light on it is superb. But I've got these marker buoys and I can't do anything about them, but by moving a little bit further down the beach, I've got just one encroaching on the left hand side, which will get cloned out because it's moving too much. In the very distance, there is another orange marker, which presumably is some sort of channel marker. It's barely visible on the image, but it is there, so that'll probably get gone as well. So, I have got the 70 to 200 on. Let me bring you over here a little bit, because I'm not quite sure what you can see. So I've got the 70 to 200 on, I've still got the 6 stop on, and I've changed from a 0.6 to a 0.3 soft grad. Because pointing in this direction, the horizon line is decidedly less noticeable than it is shooting over there. I'm zoomed reasonably well in. I don't know what I'm at. Shall we have a look, see what I'm at? 170 mil. ISO 100, f7.1 on 1.3 seconds. And I'm getting some beautiful, not lots of movement, but some gentle movement, just enough that you know there's water. Now, it was 1.3 seconds, I'm now going to up that to a second, and I think that will work quite nicely as a square, I believe. Yeah, the blue and the yellow contrast beautifully. I'll just up that again. Yeah, that's quite a little bit different for me. Oh, and it makes a huge difference now. I've cleaned the sensor on the camera. The poor little Z was suffering a bit. Well, I thought I'd show you through the lens what I'm actually doing. So, hold on a second. That's it. I've lined up as centrally as I can the 3 windmills in the distance. Now, there are a couple of really irritating little things here. By the right hand side of the middle one, there is a ship, and 3/4 of the way from the middle one to the left one, there is another, I don't know what it is, it's some sort of post. But even more irritating than that, I don't know if you can see this, let me just turn you around a little bit. Right on the horizon, let's see, you may be able to make out that there red boat, and it's blathering smoke out, and it's left a horrible orangey brown yucky band on the horizon. So I've ended up dropping the white balance down to about 5200 kelvins just to try and blue everything up. I'll probably be able to get rid of it in post, but as the light that is shining on the windmills is yellow, it could interfere with that. Most inconsiderate of it, I thought. Anyway, hold on, come back here. So that's a very minimal shot. I think that works. Looking at it there, the right hand side is going to need a slither of a crop. And how I've lined it up is I'm using the grid, the squares grid, and I am slap bang in the centre of the squares grid with that middle windmill. But it must be the angle, I'm not head on to them, I'm at a slight angle. So there is slightly more space to the right hand side of the right hand one than there is to the left hand one. And they are moving ridiculously slowly. Ridiculously slowly. So there is a slight amount of motion there, which is great. It'd be a lot better if it didn't have that mucky band of brown stuff. Hey ho. Now the light has dipped behind this little hill, so I'm going to start walking off down that way. Oh, what a wonderful evening. Well, the lights faded. We didn't get the pastel band that I was hoping for. And I think that was partly due to that poxy ship, boat, that blathered browny, yucky coloured smoke out. But hey, I've wandered right down to the far end of the beach. I've still got the 70 to 200 on, I've still got the 6 stop, and I've still got, oh, I've moved it up, I've got a 0.9 grad on now. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it will follow me, we've got these two beautiful posts, which kind of look like a gateway with bright yellow crosses on the top. And then in the distance, slightly further out, we have the same type of poles, but with red markers on the top, and they've both got the obligatory seabirds on. In the far distance, we've got, I'm sure that wind farm's following me, you know. It was up there just now. Now it's down here. There's a couple of little issues with this particular image. On the right-hand side of the right-hand pole, there is a bank of rocks coming through, which I'm really not keen on. And in between the two poles, there is a wind turbine. I might leave the turbine in because things work better as threes. But then again, I might get rid of it because I really want this minimal. Now, I've been doing shorter exposures again to get a little bit of rippling in the sea. And you can see there's a small bank of wispy cloud just above those posts. And I was hoping they would catch some light. But no. But they kind of mirror the motion in the water. Or they have on a couple of images, not every image. So let's have a look. I have just fired off an extra long exposure. A 15-second one. Yeah. Now, unusually for me, I'm leaving the cloud in there. Normally I would like a totally bland sky. Oops. I'm at f5.6. And I'm just going to let that run on time. Because I liked the shape of those clouds. They were really wispy and delicate, and they would have looked perfect if they'd have caught the sun. But hey, you can't have everything. And when I first lined up for this shot, we ended up with a little bit of a problem because we had a fisherman in the way. He's mad, he is. He's standing out there in his bare feet. Oh, rather him than me. Anyway, I'm not right sure on that one. I don't like the 0.9 anymore. So I'm going to pop the... What are we going to pop on? Let's have a think. I think we're just going to go for 0.3. So I don't use the 0.3 very often. So infrequently, in fact. I don't even know which pocket I've put it in. That's it. Just a little bit of a difference. But it's some different images from the style that I would normally do when I'm at the coast. That's better. Just leaving a little bit of detail in the sky. And a little bit of motion in the water, except for these, which are 30-second exposures or slightly longer. And it's still threatening to come up with that. Don't look behind you. Still threatening that little band of, what do they call them? Pastel type colours. Right, that's it. I'm going to stop waffling because it's a 2.5 hour drive home and it is 10 to 10. I shall see you all next weekend. Hope you've enjoyed this little run out to the east coast, slightly further up than I would normally come. But I need to spend some more time around here. I'll put a link to the original video I did up here or down there, somewhere like that. Thanks for coming along. See you next Sunday. Bye for now.